Hello, welcome back to Gas Beauty Tabletop Football, where today I'm putting myself on the line. So this is something that I've been thinking about doing for some time. Basically, I got every Subbuteo or Tabletop Football team here on the table in front of you. You've seen that before, but it's going to be a little different this time because this is not for Gas Beauty League, but it is for a sort of mini tournament that I'm going to do. So, where do we start with this? Yes, hello and welcome back to Gas Beauty Tabletop Football, where you see in front of you all the Subbuteo / Tabletop Football teams that I have available to me here at Gas Beauty Stadium. And sometime later in the year, I'm going to visit one of these teams in real life. Now, that's somewhat daunting, as there's a few teams here that I could do without visiting for the rest of my life. But nonetheless, I'm committed to it now. So this is what we're going to do. And we're going to do this initially through a process of elimination. And what I mean by that is we're going to whittle these teams down until we've got 4 of them left. And when we have 4, I'll play a solo play tournament. So 2 teams play each other, 2 teams play each other, and the winners of those games go through to a final. The winner of the final is the team that I'm going to visit. Now, I don't particularly want to be alone in this venture. So when we've whittled the teams down to the winning one that I'm going to visit, I'm going to open the invitation up to you, the Gas Beautyo viewer. So if you like, it will be a Gas Beautyo meetup at the stadium of the team that wins this tournament. And what are the terrifying options that we have open to us? So let's take a look at the teams and then we'll start talking about how we're going to get through the first elimination round. Okay, so the camera is going to be handheld for this bit, so you're going to have to excuse me if it jiggles around so much. But I want to talk through the teams and tell you, first off, who we're going to eliminate from the numbers. Now, I do have a selection of international teams. I've got England there, Scotland and Brazil. Straight off, I'm going to eliminate any international teams. So those 3 teams there, because the likelihood of getting an England ticket is difficult, and as for Brazil, that's just not within realms of doability, I think. So they are going to get taken out straight away. So next up we have the English teams. Let's have a quick run through of those. I think we've got Crystal Palace there, Everton, Mansfield United, Stoke City. I don't think I've ever played with those figures. I need to get them out sometime. Liverpool, Norwich, and then good old Bristol Rovers. Obviously, I've got quite a few Bristol Rovers knocking around, but I've only got one of them being represented on here. Arsenal is in that little tub there. Over here, rather worryingly, God, please no. And then down at the bottom, we've got Leeds United, Leeds, Plymouth Argyle, that's just Liverpool there, so they're already represented. And a short team of Man United, so they've only got 6 figures there. Just above them, you see the good old Bows. That would be a fun day out. And that brings us over to other European teams, where we've got Casale. Are they still going? Casale? Don't know. Provicelli. Real Madrid, I think that's Feyenoord in there. St. Pauli, that would be a fun one. That's what they call Le Havre, Borussia Mönchengladbach. In there, another team I don't really want to visit, Willem 2, they can do one. So hopefully they won't get through. And then we got Sparta Rotterdam. Wedged in between them, we've got the Scottish contingent. So we've got Dundee United, Rangers. What's that? Dunfermline, is it? Yeah. And then down here, Aberdeen. Now, moving over here, we kind of got the oddball teams. We've got the Nag's Head, Only Fools and Horses, Raytons, Gasputio. Chigwell Town don't exist anymore. And we've got Gasputio, the home side. Now, what I'm going to say about this is, um, I mean, the Nag's Head was based in Peckham, although it's filmed a lot in Bristol. It was in Peckham, and Peckham does have a football club, so that's kind of covered there. Spirit of Sabutio, correct me if I'm wrong, but Sabutio was created in Tunbridge Wells. I believe Tunbridge Wells have a football team, so that's sorted. Chigwell Town, as mentioned, don't exist anymore, but there are other teams in and around Chigwell, so we could find something if we end up there. The Raytons' hometown is Rotherham. Although I got a feeling there's quite a lot of Sheffield Wednesday fans involved there, but we could have a toss up there between Wednesday or Rotherham. And then Gasputio. I'm not too sure about what we could do if we win if Gasputio gets through. I don't envisage them winning anything, but I guess they could be the joker. So we could do a sort of bit of a random pick of non-league teams if Gasputio end up winning anything at all. Also down here, I forgot, we got Porto. Now, hope you can see me down here. I am genuinely concerned about this, and I've been trying to think of what the fairest way of doing it. So, as you can see, the table hasn't moved. I haven't touched it. It's as I started this video. So what I'm going to do is those little groups that I just went through, I'm basically going to split them in half. So, for instance, the Scottish teams, I'll have roughly half of them on one side of the pitch, roughly half of them on the other side of the pitch. The teams that I like, Rovers and Bows, to make it fair, I'll put one on one side, one on the other. The teams I really don't like, so Bristol City, Willem 2, one be on one side, one be on the other. And I'll do the same with all the different groups, so European groups split in half, English teams roughly split in half, and the sort of the wild cards, if you like, split in half. And then I reckon the best way of eliminating half those teams is just tossing the old yes/no coin. So let's get that sorted, and I'm going to film me laying them out so that you know there's no sort of jiggery pokery or anything nefarious going on, and we just leave leave my fate in the hands of the yes/no coin. Yikes. Okay, so there we have it. Two sides. We'll say that the home side with a Baxter Riverside end is yes on the coin, and the away side is no. So if we get a yes on this, that side stays. If we get a no on this, this side stays. Oh, God. Right. Are we ready? Yes, no coin. No. So that means this side stays. Okay, so that's brought us down to 16 teams. I think it's 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, which is a little bit more manageable. Now, how are we going to eliminate that down to 8? Now, I've come up with an idea. I don't just want to do the yes/no coin every time, because if I'm moving the figures about on either side and tossing the coin, you know, I suppose you could think that I was moving them in certain areas. So we're not going to do that all the time. If it gets down to where we've got to eliminate an odd number, so I'm not sure if it would, because it won't, because we've got 16. We can use the coin again, that's fine. But I at least want to have a couple of rounds in here that I've got no power over. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to order these teams and this is true Subbuteo sort of heritage and reference. I'm going to order these teams into, say, one side of roughly, say, red figures or red kits, one side of roughly blue kits. Obviously, that's not all going to match. We're just going to have to sort of mix them up together somehow. And then I'll get a good old classic red Subbuteo player, good old classic blue Subbuteo player. In fact, should we get a few of them? We'll get a few of them. I'll put them in some sort of receptacle, and the first one I pick out is the next sort of round that we eliminate. Now, so let's get on with sorting them teams, and I'm going to do that in real time so that you know it's all fair. Now, first off, Stoke City. They're obviously red and white, so let's put them on the red side. Bristol City, they're red. Let's move. Real Madrid got blue bases. Chigwell, obviously blue. Rovers are blue. Everton are blue. Sparta Rotterdam, they're much like Stoke. Feyenoord, they'll be on the red side. Rangers, they're blue. So there's going to have to be some crossover here, because I think there's more blues than a orange. Orange is going to have to class as a red-sided team. What have we got there? Arsenal. So what's that? 6 on that side, 6 on that side. What have we got left? Leeds. Who is this? I keep forgetting. Dunfermline. That's it. Dunfermline. They're brown. I suppose that's red, really, isn't it? That's nearer red than blue. So we've got 7 on the red side. Green, I suppose that's nearer blue. So Argyle will go over there. And then we've got these ones left. So effectively white and black. And Leeds, who, I mean, they've got blue bases. So we shove them over on the blue. And then we'll put Dunfermline over, even though they're black and white, we'll put them over on the red side. So 8 teams over there, 8 teams over there. Table's getting right messy doing all this. Right, so here we have 5 bog standard, I think these are bog standard Subbuteo blue players, and 5 bog standard Subbuteo red players. And I have a receptacle that I can fit my fat, pudgy hands into. So what I'm going to do is mix them up in there. And I did think, you know, what, should I just draw out one? Or shall I make it a little bit suspenseful? So what I think we'll do is we'll actually draw out 5 figures out of here. Now I'm going to do this on camera, and I'm going to do it, if I can, with my, so I can't see it, with my back to it, right? And just so you know, I'm not messing around with this. I'm not cheating. I'm not rigging it. And you have to excuse the camera being jiggly. I'm going to move the camera up now. It's going to move around all over the place because it's on a little stand. And I want you to see that I can't see what I'm doing. So it's completely fair. I don't want anyone thinking that I'm rigging this. So I'm just moving the camera up there. I'm going to put it on wide. Here's the bucket, it's still here, okay? Now I'm going to go around there, keeping the bucket on camera. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick 5 figures out of this with my back turned and put them somewhere in the middle of the table, which means you're going to know, you know what's going on. Oh, I suppose in my timeline, I'll see first, won't I? But you're certainly on the camera, you'll see what's happening before I do. Right, so I'll shake him up. Oh God, this is difficult. First figure out. We got to pick 5 out, remember. There's one figure. Don't know what colour it is. There's another one. And what this means, of course, is the one that we get the most figures of is the one that's staying. That's what we did for the last one, wasn't it? Yeah. So the nose one last time. So what's that? 3 figures down? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. 4 figures down. That could be 4 of any colour. I don't even know what's going on. Do I want that last one? Here we go. Last one. Now you can see probably already the result. So I'm going to turn around and have a look what we've got. So we've got 3 blues and 2 reds. That means the blue side goes through to the next round. So we're down to the last 8, and let's have a look who we got. The Raytons, Chigwell Town, Real Madrid. That's going to be an expensive trip away. The Janners, Plymouth Argyle, Leeds, down there. Bristol Rovers. I'm not rigging this. I'm doing this fair, I swear. Everton and Rangers. Right, now I'm going to have a little drink and think about how we can eliminate the next 4. What I will say is I am somewhat disappointed that a couple of teams went in that last round. So I've always fancied going to watch Crystal Palace. Never been there. I've always fancied going to watch Stoke City. Never been there. Although I've been to the Millerntor Stadium, I've been to the museum, I've never watched a game there. I wouldn't have minded St. Pauli. Obviously, Bose went out in the earlier round, so that's a bit disappointing. But this is what we're left with. So let's see what we can do in round... What is this? Round 3? Now, before we go any further, I don't want to be accused of I've rigged this in any way, shape or form. So I'm going to have a think about how we eliminate the next 4 teams so that we're left with a final 4 for the match. And before we do this, I'm going to put these in alphabetical order because you can't argue with that. That's nothing to do with me. So I'm assuming Bristol Rovers be first, BR, Rangers be over there. They'll be ahead of P, Plymouth Argyle will be before any of the R's. Leeds. Hang on, Chigwell. They'll be first. Oh no, they'll be second. Bristol Rovers, Chigwell, Raytons. E and then Y, so they'll be last. Everton will come after Chigwell and then Leeds. Yeah, that's right. So that's the alphabetical order of them, I think. Unless I've got that massively wrong, let me know in the comments, but it looks fair enough. Look at the state of this pitch. Okay, so I've worked out a fair way of doing this. The teams are lined up there in alphabetical order. I've got this lovely piece of chipboard. Yes, no coin. I don't know how we're going to do this. I did think about doing it half and half, but you know, we've done that already, so we need to mix it up. I did think about doing it alternate, so heads, tails, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Eliminate that like that. Or maybe, you know what, should we really mix it up? I think what I'll do is I'm going to spin this coin. I'm not going to toss it, I'm going to spin it. And if any teams score a yes, they go through to the next round. If we don't get 4 teams, then out of all the no's, we'll do it again until eventually, I don't know, let's just do it, see what I do. So basically, I spin a coin, you get a yes, you go through, all right? And then we'll see how we end up. But we'll spin them for all, and if we end up with all of them going through, we'll just keep doing it like that. If we end up with not enough going through, we'll go through the nose again, doing the same sort of thing. Ready? I didn't do that coin properly. Here we go. It's got to have a noticeable... Right, Bristol Rovers don't go through. Okay. It's got to have a noticeable spin. Chigwell don't go through. Remember, if we don't get enough yeses go through, we'll go through all the no's again until someone does go through. Until we've got 4 teams. Everton go through. Leeds go through. The Janners go home. It's a bit of a relief, to be fair. 3 left, and we need 2 of them to go through. Otherwise, we've got to reselect the nose. Rangers go through. Real Madrid are out. Are the ratings going through? No. So we've got 3 to go through, which means now, and I'm going to keep this camera running because I want it to be fair, we've got to go through these again. Let's say they're definitely through. Through them again and find some yeses, and then we'll go through the yeses again. So the no's are totally eliminated. You'll see what I mean when I do it. So they are definitely, Argyle are definitely eliminated. Bristol Rovers. They're definitely eliminated. All we need is... Chigwell, definitely eliminated. Oh, not Real Madrid, please. No, I can't go all the way there. No, oh, God's sake. I can't afford a holiday in Real Madrid. Oh, my God. So, 4 teams that have gone through. Everton, Leeds, Rangers, and Real Madrid. Dearie me. Now, that's definitely not rigged. So there we have our 4 teams. Everton, Leeds United, Glasgow Rangers, and Real Madrid. Jesus wept. Oh God, no. What have I done? What have I done? Right, anyway, that's what's going to happen. So the next installment in this little series, we're going to have to sort of toss up some sort of table. I'll probably do that on the computer and make it sort of random. In fact, no, to make it fair, let's just make it alphabetical order. So, in fact, we can do that now on camera. So, Rangers, oh yeah, so they're already in alphabetical order anyway. So it would be Everton versus Leeds, Rangers versus Real Madrid, and then whoever wins out of them teams goes through to a final. That's fair because it's just in alphabetical order. So next time, next time you see me, I promise I'll clean up this pitch because it's gopping, and then I guess we're going to visit someone. Anyway, until next time, up the gas.